Here we go, guys, for Game 5 of this best of 5 between CDEC Gaming and LGD Gaming. This one going the distance here in the Grand Finals of the G League 2015. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Sindar, a bit of an amateur cast, so it's been my pleasure to bring you this game. I hope you've enjoyed them. And let's hop right into the draft because it's already underway. So we've got LGD going for that Shadow Fiend yet again. I believe that's every single game this series, if I'm not mistaken. They've picked that up. But they'll also go for a Clockwork and a Gyrocopter. And CDEC changing things up. They've got that Bounty Hunter first pick for Garter. And they'll also go for a Lena and a Witch Doctor. I imagine that Lena is in the mid for Shiki. So, LGD, where they've been able to be effective is in those kind of pushy, snowball-y kind of lineups. That Dragon Knight has been very effective for them in combination with the Shadow Fiend. And just kind of grouping up as 5 and dominating CDEC and not letting them have space to do what they need to do. Now, CDEC, where they've really excelled is getting good pickoffs in the early game, not letting LGD bring their 5-man to bear. And so we'll have to see which team can really bring that across here in Game 5. Got some interesting bans coming up from LGD. They'll take away the Quap, which Shiki's been running every chance he can get. That's why I went for the Lena instead, I imagine. And they'll also take out XD's Broodmother, as well as Aggressive's Ember Spirit, which was very effective in Game 3. And with the Clockwork for the off lane, the Gyrocopter for the safe lane, LGD just looking at a really, really strong overall draft right now. They've got solid lanes. The Clockwork will be able to get a pretty decent amount no matter who he's up against. Rubik, a great support in general, especially against these heroes. Lots of really good spells to steal for him. And, well, CDEC, they've gone a little bit unorthodox. I mean, Q, he's played a Witch Doctor a couple times in this series already. Garter's played the Bounty Hunter very effectively. Lena's a new pick for them this series, though, and against the Shadow Fiend, it can do pretty well. Gotta be wary of rotations. If Rubik has a nice roaming partner, then LGD can absolutely dominate their lanes. So CDEC have to make sure that doesn't happen. The Bounty Hunter gives you a little... Okay, they'll go for a Spear Breaker for XZ in the off lane. And I really like this from CDEC. This is definitely playing to their strengths. With the Bounty Hunter and the Spirit Breaker able to just appear in a lane, they have the potential to really do what they need to do, which is shut down LGD's lanes, not let them have the space to farm up and group up for their death ball. And, I mean, this is a team that likes to play aggressively, that likes to take the fight to the enemy. Not so much in the 5-man style, but more in ganks and pickoffs and 3v3 skirmishes. So they'll ban the Bane as the last pick on CDEC. Not liking MMY's play of that. I believe it was in Game 2. Potentially 3. And LGD, they'll ban out the Storm Spirit. Would have been a really great choice for CDEC here. Another hero that's incredibly mobile, can move with the Bounty Hunter and the Spirit Breaker to just control and take out anyone. And LGD, they'll go for an IO. So that'll be paired with the Gyrocopter, and that's a little bit scary, but at the same time, CDEC have great heroes to deal with an IO. Spirit Breaker, amazing at dealing with Wisp, as is the Bounty Hunter. Even the Lena as well. You can set up that Light Strike array when you see the relocate coming in. And Witch Doctor actually bouncing casks is also really good against IO. So, actually I'm a little confused that LGD picked the Wisp into this lineup. Every single hero has strengths against Wisp, and maybe this was just their plan from the start, and they're comfortable enough in their own draft that they're not really too worried about what CDEC's picking up. They're just going to do their own thing. But at the same time, I think that at least would be worthy of a rethink. We'll have to see if it pays off for them in the end. Now, CDEC, they're looking for Aggressive's hero in the safe lane. They'll go for a Slark. Okay, so very much Aggressive style. He wants to be fighting. And a Slark really fits this lineup nicely. They've got a lot of kill potential, a lot of skirmishing options, and there's heroes they can blow up very, very easily here. Now, Clockwork, also a great hero. for Slark to be against because he can pounce out of those cogs. Spirit Breaker can charge out of the cogs. This is just... I want to say I like CDEC's draft a little better just because I think it fits them really, really nicely. But at the same time, LGD, they've got very, very solid lineup. And they have outplayed CDEC a little bit in some of these games we've seen. So, we're into it, guys. Game 5, this is it for all the marbles. LGD versus CDEC. Let's see what these guys can do, and we'll hop right in and introduce the teams. It'll be maybe taking that Shadow Fiend yet again. It'll be supported by MMY for now on the Wisp. It'll be Sylar farming on the Gyrocopter. Xiaowei supporting on the Rubik, and that leaves Yao in the off lane on the Clockwork. On the Dire side, Aggressive farming with that Slark in the safe lane. He'll be supported by Q on the Witch Doctor. And Shiki will be taking the Lina mid, while XZ goes most likely off lane on the Spirit Breaker. That leaves Garter taking his Bounty Hunter into the supporting role. And they really want to get a kill out of this early rune stage here. Garter scouting things out a bit, sees MMY going for the tree clear just to make stacking just a little bit easier. And Garter is scouting this out. He has sentries, so can go for some camp blocks here. And should do so. And LGD not looking to contest a rune at all. CDEC's going to claim the top, and, well, bottom will end up going their way as well, as maybe Swagger's in to clean that one up. And there's that aggressive ward being planted down by Garter. Scouting through as well. Not going to find anything. But, so this will get cleaned up fairly quickly. It's an easy D ward for LGD supports. But the question is, I mean, Io is going to want to be going for that bottle. Rubik has a couple sentries, but that's going to be a long journey for him from the safe lane all the way up there to deward it. And also, he generally wants to, because it's going to take them a while to discover that the camp's blocked, and then he's got to move over and deward it. So Garter sitting around mid, making a go on maybe here. Are they going to be able to get him? The stun does connect. This should be a kill. No, they're just going to get him a bit low, but as the pause does come out from Sylar. Xiaowei moving in for a lift onto XC, but I don't think he'll be able to find it. Sylar's just a little too far away. Ping issues. Unfortunate. So, as far as lanes go, Slark should have a pretty great time here. Should be able to more or less free farm, I'd imagine. Although, actually, he still hasn't picked up a single last hit yet. I guess the waves just met. So no big surprise there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And well, Garter already being his annoying self. He's gone for that Oov, first item. This can be really annoying and harass LGD. Maybe gonna struggle to get much. And interestingly enough, I mean, the 2 times in this series that CDEC have struggled, or that LGD have struggled to make the Shadow Fiend work has been when he's been played in the mid lane by Navy. Their great successes with it have been when Sylar was taking it in the off lane, so maybe a sign of things to come. We'll have to see how he can do against this Lina. He's being harassed pretty heavily early on, and 4-3 for Lina against the 0-for-0 Shadow Fiend. If Garter sticks around, he's going to have a bit of a struggle, and LGD might want to rotate some supports over. XC, rotate level 2, so doing okay for himself. Yao, though, having a bit of a better time. Able to actually get some last hits. He's 4-0 actually against the 4-1 Slark. And compared to actually, XC's managed to pick up a few as well. So fairly even as far as offlane goes. Garter was poking his head into the lane to try and scout this courier, but not going to find it. And they're really nervous about it. Maybe he's going to walk all the way back to pick it up. And is he going to scout that this camp is blocked? He will. So maybe now he can let his supports know that he needs the D-ward. And then why? Is he going to get caught out here? XC is in the neighborhood and a charge is available. This should be an easy kill. No, he gets the tether away. The lift comes out as well to cancel the charge. Nice play from Xiaowei, being in the right place at the right time. Much needed. That would have been a kill for sure otherwise. And Yao? Gold for you. Catching Q out. This could be trouble for Q, but actually doesn't have any battery assault yet, just has the rocket. So Q will be fine, luckily for him. And Well, charge onto maybe. This could be a catch as the stun does come out. First blood will be taken by Shiki. And this maybe Shadow Fiend is really getting punished. He is 2-0 2 minutes in. And Lena is getting a lot. She's 13-6. So I really feel like this is going to become a problem for LGD very, very quickly. They've got to bring support in, and they've got to let maybe recover a little bit here, because 3 last hits at 3 minutes, this is not going to cut it for a Shadow Fiend. He does have a little bit of comeback mechanism with the stacks that MMY is bringing out for him, but Garter can interfere with those, and if he can just slow that stacking process a little bit, it's going to mean that much longer before maybe comes online. Jawait hiding in the trees, worried about a go from the dire supports. As XZ and Garter are in the area, making issues with the Radiant pull as Garter's coming in and stealing some last hits there. And as far as farm on the cores goes, Aggressive 22-8. Of course, Gyrocopter doing just fine, 23-5 for him. And now Garter, could he get caught out here? Rubik looking for the lift, isn't going to find it though. They did have MMY in the area, but he's still only level 2. Not gotten a whole lot just yet. And they do get the D ward. Actually, I think that ward expired, so maybe gonna be able to get the double stack here? No, he doesn't quite get it. Gets one, but not the others. Now, Jawait might be caught out here. The charge is down, though, and he is out of mana for a second. Otherwise, they could have gone for that. MMY very low. Shiki going in, but MMY is here, so he's got to back off. He's getting very low to tower damage. The last raise isn't quite there. He does bottle up and salve up as well, but very aggressive play. Does not pay for it in the end, fortunately for him. And XZ still getting a decent amount out of this offlane. He's 6-0. He's almost hitting his level 4. Yao about in the same position, so pretty even there. And Garter is getting caught here. Nope, not yet. Although he could walk over a ward. Jawait is being scouted, but Garter can't actually do anything about this. So just gonna go in, try and find MMY and mess with these pulls a little bit, I believe. Oh, just gonna mess with MMY's or Jawait's pulls here. Not gonna let him get that off. And Aggressive, he's still doing very, very well for himself. 30-11. Of course, the counter to that is Sylar is getting free farm as well. He's hit his level 6. Call down is online. And we got some nice stacks here coming out from the Radiant side, although there is this Dire Ward scouting it. There's a sentry up here, but they don't have vision. So not going to be able to de-ward that just yet. And oh, Garter, he's only level 2.5 himself, so he's been impactful so far, but whether it's been enough remains to be seen, as he does scout out Jawait. We did get vision of him, and if he walks over this ward here, I think he's a little faster though. Jawait could catch him on the backside. Oh, if he gets the courier here, going for it. Oh, he's going to maybe wait for it on the comeback after the haste has expired. If he gets it here, that could be huge. Oh no, he misses it. And he is being scouted here, so gotta be a little careful. Oh, is he going to find it on the way back? No, it doesn't look like it. Tense for him. He's in a bit of a scary spot, and maybe cleaning up the stack. He's not going to be in XP range. As the sentry gets dropped, Garter could be in trouble now. They're going to rotate in, but he's just a little too far away. Focusing on Garter so much because there really isn't much happening elsewhere across the map. Both the carries farming basically freely. We've got only one kill 6.5 minutes into the game, and really not much else worth talking about. Maybe has recovered pretty nicely. He's now 36-3. A lot of those are neutral camps. Or neutral creeps, so not quite as much gold as Shiki has managed to accrue on the Lena, but definitely has been able to recover after that disastrous early start. And of course, one of the reasons why teams favor the Shadow Fiend so heavily. Charge coming out onto maybe, but they have vision, so they should be able to scout this out, and the charge will just get cancelled. He steps back under his tower, completely safe. Garter going for some D-wards here, realizes that his moments were scouted out as unfortunate timing for that pause from Spirit Breaker. Zhao Wei gonna spot Garter's movements here. Does he have anyone in the area? Maybe can run in, but it's a bit of a slow go. And Zhao Wei has dust, so this could be a dead Garter if maybe he can get there fast enough. Well, guys, one of the benefits of casting from a replay is we can skip forward in time. So, oh, not going to be necessary. As the go comes out from XZ, let's see if Garter can get away. Hey, Bolt. Couple last hits. He's trying to walk out of the sentry range, though. There's the lift. He is so screwed. The dust can come out and will do so. Maybe he's in the area, and Sylar's even rotated in for this kill. I mean, this is where you throw up your hands and say space created, right? As 4 heroes rotate into the jungle to clean him up. But that gets them on the board. 1 for 1 now. And who was it that claimed that? It was maybe. So more recovery for your Shadow Fiend mid. Now Yao actually is rotating into the bottom lane. Doesn't have his hook shot yet, so are they just doing some lane swapping here? Charge comes out onto him. He's in a bit of trouble. As Shiki with a double damage rune and the Laguna Blade online. That's an easy pickoff for him. Now he can go for more. The Nether Strike comes out onto Zhao Wei. The call down is doing a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough as Sylar has to fall back. And that's an easy 2 for 0. Shiki is doing work on this Lina for double kill for him. And a regen for his trouble as well. Very nice for him. Now maybe with the Wisp support, he is pressuring this mid tower. And well, that'll be the end of it as Shiki does clean up the wave. Let's see. He's got 1,400 gold, so about halfway to the Yule Scepter if that's the direction he wants to go in. And Slark, how's he itemizing? Where is Slark? Oh, he's dead. Missed that one. Oops. And he looks like he's going for the Ring of Aquila. So, Clockwork, now with that hook shot online, can rotate and try and make something happen. I think the Lina would be a really good target for him to go on with maybe support. That can be an easy destroy. You getting some solo farm here. He's very, very close to a 6, so going to be very pleased with that timing. And XC, he is farmed reasonably well. He's 14-1. He's getting what gold he can. Garter, he's a little far behind as far as levels go. I mean, he is... I never remember which key it is for that. He's level 4. I mean, the Rubik's only level 3, but we're talking about a Spirit Breaker, or a Wisp who's 5, a Witch Doctor who's 5. He would like to be doing a little better than this, and not the case. Sylar now farming up the stacks. We figure maybe doesn't really need it anymore as he is fully recovered. Going for that mechanism, it looks like, and basically almost has it. Just needs the recipe. Receive will clean up in the mid lane. He's gone for that farm-oriented build, maxing out the Dark Pact, and
gold for me.
Makes sense, given that he's basically been uncontested this game. Except for regen. Could maybe look to get something done with that. But LGD playing the group up game, as they seem to like to do so much. They'll smoke up as 3. We'll be able to find a pick onto the Slark here. He does have that haste rune pop, so it was a tricky catch, but they do have the lift and the raises. It's a pretty easy pick for him if he sticks around. Won't be the case. He'll retreat, realizing he's in a bit of danger. All heroes are off the map. And Sylar is starting to get scary. He's going for a very early game oriented build with that bracer. I mean, he might not finish it up with the drum, but I imagine he will do. And with the Aquila and Phase Boots and the Wand on top of that. Now misses his hook shot. Bit unfortunate, and now he's in trouble. The Pounce comes out. Nether Strike will... Oh, actually not connect. They canceled it, so not sure why. Would have been a nice pick. His teammates weren't that close by. CDEC just playing with a little hesitation here as Ressi now runs in, but bounces away from the enemy team. If they'd managed to catch out Yao with that hook shot down, it could have been a really nice way for them to get into the rest of the team fight, but nervous about the damage that can come out from LGD, not wanting to risk it, and will just end up hanging back as LGD put a little damage into the mid-tier 1, but nothing more comes of it from that. He has now hit his level 6, 7 as well. He's got a smoke online, aggressive passes it to him. And it'll be interesting to see what build he chooses to go for here. I think Shadow Blade Shadow Blade has become more popular than the Blink Dagger as an initiation tool recently, just because of the Silver Edge that you can buy as follow-up, but I still really favor the Blink Dagger myself personally, and it's a good way of getting onto heroes like the Wisp and the Rubik on the back lines. Especially since there's already a Bounty Hunter on the field, so you gotta be nervous about the vision that LGD is gonna have up. As Hookshot connects onto Shiki, Lift follows it up and the races. That's going to be a very dead Rubik very, very quickly. Actually, he's still alive, bottling up on the backside. Will end up going down to the last raise there as the Witch Doctor ult doesn't manage to quite finish up Yao. I'm astonished by how long that Lina took to die. She's actually gone for an early 4-staff. So relatively healthy from her. Very odd that she lived that long, but we'll go down on the Ed. That's a very nice pick-off. That's, of course, the ideal target for Clockwork to go onto with that hook shot. And won't get a tower out of it, but a very nice kill nonetheless. 3 for 3 now, 13 minutes in. And Aggressive, 1,400 gold up on him. So if he's going for the Blink Dagger, he's starting to get in the area at least, although it's still a couple minutes off yet. And, I mean, this is Pub Dota. We're all mid all day. 3 heroes from the Radiant, 4 from the Dire in the neighborhood. LGD really want to pressure this tower, and Garter's trying to bait them in a little bit. Not clearing up these creeps. This is a little obvious that no one's defending this, and well, maybe he'll say, fine, I'll stroll in, but he does have backup, and Garter won't even go for the deny. There's a charge on the backside onto Yao. Zhao 8, who instantly gets blown up. Maybe pops the Requiem, but it's going to be actually call down coming out from Sylar. Well placed from him, and MMY is going to keep maybe healthy. Now with CDEC in trouble, they'll clean up XC. Aggressive has to pounce away as Lina dies yet again. That's a 4-for-1 on the side of LGD. Beautifully placed call down from Sylar, and MMY making sure that maybe didn't fall. Tracks were out galore, but if you don't get any kills, they don't really help you out that much. And at least Aggressive will live, but a really unfortunate fight coming out for CDEC. And all of a sudden, look at that tick up, and now Aggressive could be in trouble, pounces away. We'll get it off. No rocket or anything to follow up, although Yao, no, doesn't have a hook shot. And now, I mean, you can see where LGD are focused. They want another tower, and they're bringing all their heroes into that top lane to get it. Maybe now Hastrun online. He's rushing that BKB after that mech, as he has done every single time. And, well, they don't have a Dragon Knight this game, but they do still have plenty of push, and looking to pressure it on this tower. As Aggressive can't really hold this by himself. Now, I don't think his team wants to come in to help either. They're going to split push the spot lane. Can't really do it very fast, though, and Garter and Shiki in the mid. Maybe able to put some damage onto this tier 1 mid, but their tower is going to fall, that's for sure. That's 2 down for the Dire, none so far for the Radiant. And they can even TP back and defend mid. It's still very healthy. CDEC, they're split up across the map, not really grouping, and feels like it's kind of playing into LGD's hands, as they're going to try and go for multiple objectives, but not get any of them. Got 3 heroes down bottom. Maybe going to be able to go for this, but if they'd all pressured the same tower, you feel like they may have been able to get a little more out of that. LGD, 3 heroes smoked up through the Dire jungle, drawing a line all the way down to bottom lane, which is where it looks like CDEC has decided to group up and press. They're not really showing, although this war did scout them out a little bit. Very nicely placed in it. So they know there's a lot of heroes in the area. Steve moves forward, just going to clear creep wave, try and take down this tower, but there is a major smoke rotation coming in from LGD. They could get caught here. Dust comes out, misses the Bounty Hunter actually, but Q already very, very low. Going to get raised down by maybe as Sylar comes in on the backside. Going to finish off Garter as the call down comes out. Doesn't actually hit on anyone. Actually going for the TP out. The tower will fall, but that's a mega kill streak for maybe as he does clean up XZ on the backside. Meanwhile, Aggressive and Garter managed to finish off the Clockwork and the Rubik, but 2 for 2. Actually, if they get Sylar here, that would be huge. MMY still very healthy though, keeping him healed up, and they'll clean up Garter in the river. The raise from maybe will finish that off, and MMY just keeping these carries alive a little too much. The burst damage isn't there, and Aggressive wants to go on maybe, but will just miss the pounce as the link is there to pull him away to safety. And 10-6 now. Last few minutes definitely favoring LGD as they continue to get objectives. CDEC did finally manage to take down that 1-tier tower, but that fight, I think, did favor LGD a little bit, so... Yeah, they're holding steady at about a 2k gold lead right now, and as far as XP, about 1,000 in their favor as well. So the last couple of minutes have been very kind to LGD. They're doing very well for themselves, and, well, maybe has that early BKB up yet again. So, Slark, still not with a whole lot of right-click. He's gone for that Shadow Blade in the end. Gotta be careful, though. There are a lot of sentries around to deal with Garter, and... well, if they catch out MMY here, this could be huge. Of course, they probably want to jump the Wisp as opposed to the Gyrocopter. But, well, Aggressive is going to show himself, and that's going to be the end of that. As the rest of LGD, they're focused. They want objectives, and they're going for it. This is just clinical. Move from lane to lane, and it really feels like CDEC can't really contest them. They're trying to go for counter push, but their team isn't good at counter push. They want to... Oh, and now a hook shot comes out on the Q. Multiple TPs coming in, as well as the relocate, and now Q in trouble. Shiki as well. He's going to get caught by the call down, which will slow him down enough for Sylar to get in range for all the damage. Stolen Dragon Slave doesn't quite connect, but this should be an easy kill with the movement speed from the tether. That's another 2 for 0. Sylar dominating for him, and they can go for another tower now if they want.
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
Garter at least gets a deny on the bottom tower. He's going for a mech, it looks like. But it's just so much slower. I mean, the Radiant have had their mech online for, I feel like, at least 7 or 8 minutes now. And XC could be in a little trouble. Is the lift there? It is. Jiawei looking for it. Won't find it, I don't think. MMY is very hasty, though. Here comes the relocate in. They're going to catch XC out. And this should be another dead hero. It will be. Sylar on a mega kill streak now. And with that, they'll pressure this tower. That's the tier 2 going to be coming down very, very shortly, it looks like. And CDEC just... They're not able to play their game. They want to go for these ganks, but they haven't found one in, it feels like, a very long time. I mean, they picked a ganky lineup into LGD, who they know are going to 5-man group up and go for towers. So, a bit of an awkward play, and now Aggressive going for BKB. Still not bringing out a lot of physical damage, and Shadow Fiend with that mech, Gyrocopter with that mech. I mean, we've seen this from LGD time and time again. CDEC keep going for these lineups that once the BKBs come online for LGD at a reasonable time, CDEC just can't get anything done. And you've got Sheikah as a core, who's your Lina, who has no physical damage yet, really. They do smoke up as 4. Want to find a pick off here. They are pinging out the MMY in the trees. They're going to walk over a sentry, but yeah, that is a Shadow Blade up. So the charge is out onto MMY. They're going to be able to lock him down. The charge connects as well. Sylar, though, pops his BKB. Nice hook from Yao. The call down will connect on all 3, and that should be the end of it. It's Aggressive going to fall, maybe. He's trying to pounce away. The flat cannon, is it going to be there? No. The mech heals him up at the last second. Nicely played from him. Does manage to just get away. But that's only a wisp down for a 5-man smoke. Well, 4-man. And Jiawei and the rest of LGD, they're looking to pursue. Will they catch him out? They find out Aggressive. He walks on the Sentry Ward. This is exactly why I didn't think he should go for the Shadow Blade. They will get a kill with the Witch Doctor ultimate cast, bouncing through XC, trying to get away here, and Garter and Aggressive are looking for more. The Dragon Slave does connect on a couple, and the stun will find Sylar, who should go down here. They'll go for the relocate out. Will they make it? He is getting healed up. He's doing so much damage. He will finally fall. And now the ultimate comes out onto the Gyro. That's going to be a 5-man wipe. Holy crap, what a fight from CDEC. They finally get something done, and that'll be a massive gold swing for them. Yeah, we're looking at about a 3k swing all told, and well, they do lose the Clockwork and the Spirit Breaker, but that's definitely worth it for them, as Slark gonna find a lot of gold out of that, now almost at his BKB. And look at that nosedive. We're down to about even as far as gold goes. CDEC still a little behind as far as XP. No, they take the lead on XP. And net worth, actually, they take the lead as well. Massive, massive fight for them. And just as I was saying that they haven't been able to get the kills they need, Well, they came out big. Now Spirit Breaker with a Midas. He's going to continue to accelerate into some other late game items. Imagine going for a
Looks like you
BKB
lost someone
next.
here, mate.
And Slark now all of a sudden almost even with the Shadow Fiend as far as gold. And they don't have a lot of control for the Shadow, for this,
Invisibility.
sorry, for this Slark. They've got the AoE damage from Shadow Fiend and Gyrocopter, which is a great way to deal with the Slark, but they really don't have a lot of lockdown. You've got the Rubik Lift, and that's really the only thing reliable they have, because Clockwork, Cogs, he can just pounce out of. So, if Slark ends up getting just a little more, he could become a bit of an unstoppable force this game. Really great at picking off the Rubik, really great at picking off the Ion. We'll have to see, though. We have seen LGD really able to limit CDEC's movements with the tower pressure that they've got going on, and is it soon enough? Did CDEC take that fight in time to fully get themselves back in this game, or is the map position just going to be a little bit too much for them to come back from? Well, they know what their strengths are, and they're going for it again with another 5-man smoke straight down the mid lane. If they catch Sylar here, here comes the Shadow Blade. Aggressive is going to get onto him. No, he wants the back line. He goes onto Zhao Wei. There are multiple heroes there going for the relocate out. Isn't fast enough. No, full heal up. He's just fine. Aggressive in trouble now. He does have the BKB pop. Call down won't really connect on anyone. Maybe Shadow Requiem goes off, and now it's the Dire that are in trouble. They've lost 2. Aggressive very, very low. Pound stolen. They're going to find Garter. Is he going to be able to get away? He just dusted up, and he does have the track movement speed, so we'll be able to make it out. But a Wisp for a core and a support off lane, really not ideal. And that 5-man smoke really backfires. That Wisp just really far back, nice and defensive, and they couldn't kill off Zhao Wei. He's a Rubik. He has 600 health, and they couldn't finish him off because of some absolutely excellent play from MMY on the Wisp. And they weren't able to counter him, so a little unfortunate for CDEC, but I mean, they've 5-man smoked into a lineup that has all this damage, and the BKB's online, and it's what they need to do. That's what their team is for, but at the same time, you feel like maybe use the Bounty Hunter to get some vision onto the Wisp before you go, because that Wisp has been, they've not been able to go on him first, and it's been catching them out time and time again. That's a BKB charge down for Aggressive as well, and he's going to need every single one of those going into the late game.
Quick sprint.
Garter, I imagine working on the Guardian Greaves. Already got the mech and the Arcanes online.
Sprint.
Really nice with the Slark on his team. That'll be very, very effective with all that bonus armor when he's low, which Slark likes to be because he's always running in and out of the fight. So I really like that item choice for Garter. I'll have to see if it's going to be enough. Sylar, what's he picked up? He's going straight for Butterfly, and maybe he's gone back for the S and Y. So can go for another damage item next. I imagine a Butterfly would be a good choice. Slark can go MKB. It's not really what he wants to go first, though. Would much rather have a bit of a more tanky item like an SMY for himself, or maybe even a Scotty. And he does have 1400 gold, so we'll see what he's going for next fairly quickly. Cheeky does have that Agnum's online now. Didn't go for the Yule Scepter at all. Decided to go with Force Staff. Is a better option against the Clockwork. Makes a lot of sense.
The player is reconnected.
Well, nothing else really happening. Both sides, after a prolonged stint of aggression, well, that's it. 3-man smoke from LGD. They are moving up towards, looks like the bottom lane, as it is. No, they're pinging Roche. They'll snag an Invis rune as well on their way in. This is not being spotted by the Dire side. And it looks like they're not going to go in just yet. Trying to scout around, find someone to catch out maybe, but all of the Dire side basically is in their own jungle. Garter, the lone person in the area, and it looks like they decided they don't want Roche. They want to kill. And will they be able to find it? Smoke does end. And they are under vision of this ward if they walk down the hill. Garter, is he going to get caught out here? He walks under the sentry. Oh, just walks outside of it, but the dust is there. Hook shot, Cogs, And the lift from Rubik. That'll be an easy kill on Garter. Just walked just in the wrong place, just as that sentry went down. Really unfortunate for him. Luckily for them, the Absorber's out of the line of sight of it, but with that, they're going to go straight for the Roche pit. It's Zhao Wei leading his team there in a rush, and I don't think CDEC can contest. That's not really where they want to fight. As aggressive, Shadow Bladed up. The rocket is out on him, though. Go for the Dark Pact and run into the rocket to clear it up, but yeah, where it is. And LGD, they don't want Roche. They want this tower. Big surprise there. This is a team that I can't think why they would want buildings as opposed to other objectives. It just seems not their style at all. Heavy sarcasm. We'll get the track out onto Shiki. That's stolen track. Very, very nice from Zhao Wei. And with that, they can completely keep an eye on what the Dire are doing. That being said, though, rotation around from Aggressive. They do have a nice array of sentry wards. He is spotted out by Yao, I believe. And this tower hookshot comes out onto Shiki. Lift to follow it up. He's going to go down almost instantly. That's your mid down immediately before the fight even starts. And Yao has really been nailing these hooks in. With the follow-up list from the Rubik, not even a single chance to get out of it. That'll be another tower, so only one tier 2 remaining for the Dire side in the top lane. And, well, with Lina in the grave for 37 seconds, they can go for Roche now if they'd like to. They certainly have the damage for it, and they've got the sustain as well with MMY. Who's now picked up a Ghost Scepter, so good luck getting onto him and blowing him up now. Unless you want to use him, the Laguna Blade for that. Now, there are multiple CDEC heroes coming into the area. Charges out onto Zhao Wei, but he gets the lift and the stolen track onto XZ, who will instantly fall. And Aggressive has gone onto Zhao Wei, will be able to clean him up, but is now in big trouble himself. He has popped the Shadow Dance going on MMY, who's very low, but not dead yet. And Aggressive had to back off. His Shadow Dance was ending. Now, here comes the call down. It's going to hit on all 5. Is that going to be enough? Laguna Blade doesn't finish off Sylar, who is very, very low, but still alive. The track is out on him, but they can't get past this. Maybe Shadow Fiend is full health. Yao at least will fall, and now maybe he's got to back a bit. Will Aggressive be able to catch him? MMY and Sylar are in the area. They want to go on the gyrocopter instead. Stun comes out on him, but maybe MMY is keeping him perfectly healthy, and they just can't deal with this. Back behind the tier 2 now, and well, at least CDEC stopped the Roche. So small victories, but I'm not sure what that fight ends up being. They did get more than just the clockwork. They got the Rubik as well. So ends up being, I think, a 2 for 2. And that does end up favoring LGD considerably, as they're now up to about a 5k gold lead. And Aggressive, Shadow Bladed up, but their vision, there's a gem out on Zhao Wei. I really don't like the Shadow Blade choice here from Aggressive. I mean, LGD have been so on point with the vision this game, and he knew they were because they kept catching out Garter. So I don't know why you buy a Shadow Blade when you've already got Invis on your team. It just seems like a really, really risky play. He's been caught out by that a few too many times. Now LGD back in the pit. There are Dire heroes in the area, but they're not going to be able to stop the Roche this time. And, well, maybe he'll pick that up, and now they can go maybe straight down mid, or maybe they'll go for the safer play and rotate into the top lane. All of CDEC backing into their own jungle as a team. But it looks like LGD, they want the mid lane and they want it now. Double damage up on maybe as well. How long is that lasting? Oh, it's almost done. But with the mech, Aegis, EKB, it's hard to imagine how they take this guy down. And that's even without a wisp. Ask bouncing around, just messing with the creep wave. The Dire Glyph is forced already as well. Oh, Aggressive, Shadow Blading out of the base. Is he going to be able to find anything? He's going to rotate all the way around. Nope. We'll just retreat back into the base. Oh, it's a tough game for CDEC now, as they are being bottled up, and with the vision control out from... Oh, Force Staff in on maybe. The stun will miss, though. Aggressive has to pounce away as the Flat Cannon is driving all of the Dire side back. Stun will connect on Shiki, and the tower is basically dead. MMY, or Sylar will claim it, rather. And now they can just back off, completely safe. And yet again, CDEC just can't seem to stop MMY's 5-man tower push. And they'll keep going. They want the racks. Aegis is still online, is for a decent amount of time. Slark has gone for that Scotty and is a little ways away from it. Only needs the point booster now, but he just doesn't seem to be able to get into these fights. The AoE damage is really hurting him. And, well, LGD playing very safe. They are being scouted by the track, but want to keep their creep wave alive. And here we go. Is this going to be the first lane of racks for LGD? CDEC have to throw everything into this. If they can take a nice fight here, they could be back in it, but it's so tricky to get in. And maybe posting up in the front line, he's a tanky mother, and he's got the Aegis, so they don't really want to commit on him. The tracks are coming out, but the tracks really haven't been a factor in this game. Only 15 kills on the Dire side, and many of those were early, before the track even was online. Now, will they catch maybe here? No, Aggressive not thinking better of it, as he realizes the damage is there, and maybe, again, has that Aegis. He's also got an Eagle Song now. Cheeky caught with the stolen track. Aggressive just trying to clean up the creep wave, but he might get caught here. There's the lift. There's the hook shot as well. He's going to be blown up. He doesn't have buyback. He's down for 60 seconds. And here comes the lane of racks. They can even rotate to the bottom. Yao taking a lot of damage from the Laguna Blade, but he's still alive. He's not even dead yet, and he will be bottled up. So that's the Laguna Blade down. They can easily claim this next lane of racks, and with that, it might be just the end of the series there with that pick. Stark gets caught up just a little too far. Zhao Wei on the mark with the lift, and Garter tracked up by his own spell. He really has been a complete non-factor this game. 1-5-3 as he's going to get brought down. No, not quite. They want the objectives. Charge onto MMY, but he goes Scepters. XC gets the Nether Strike onto him. That's a nice kill, but now Garter in trouble. MMY, or maybe we'll be able to bring him down. Lena trying to just clean up some creeps. That's GG. LGD will take it 3 games to 2. That's the G League 2015 over, going the way of LGD. They'll take home that first place prize pool, and showing CDEC why they're the #1 seed, why they are going to TI as invitees. It was close, but CDEC in the end just couldn't handle that death ball, and LGD, very, very clinical play from them. Well played to them, and guys, thanks so much for watching. I've been Sindar. Hope you've enjoyed the cast. Follow me on Twitter @SindarGaming. Check out all the VODs on YouTube, and, well, we'll see you for the next series, whenever that ends up being. Thanks for watching.